Olá amigos do Degustando Vinhos, sejam bem-vindos a mais um programa e hoje estamos aqui em Sauternes, no Clos Haut-Peyraguey, e quem me recebeu novamente foi o Valentin, que também tinha me recebido no Chateau Pape Clément. Vou fazer a entrevista e degustar 2 vinhos da vinícola. Já voltamos. Olá amigos do Degustando Vinhos, sejam bem-vindos novamente. Estou aqui no Chateau Haut-Peyraguey e novamente com esse belíssimo professor aqui no caso de vinhos, que também trabalha lá no Pape Clément, trabalha para a empresa Bernard Magrez, que é uma das maiores de vinho de Bordeaux, e estou novamente aqui com ele. I'd like to thank you again for spending your time with us and explaining us about this winery and about these wines. I have 2 questions for you. Firstly, a short history about this winery, and after that you can talk about these 2 cuvées, these 2 vintages of this wine.
Sure. Thank you again for coming here. So the Clos Haut-Peyraguey is actually a vineyard established for the first time in the 17th century. And it's pretty well known in the Sauternes region because in 1855 it has been classified first growth of the 1855 classification. Okay, so this is a really high quality wine from the region of Sauternes, and is also pretty famous because he has a really light level of sugar compared to the other neighbors of the appellation, and thanks to this really light level of sugar, it has also great acidity, so really nice balance. It's especially famous for this. Okay, now we're gonna taste the Symphonie de Haut-Peyraguey. So this is the second label of the Clos Haut-Peyraguey on the vintage 2013.
Yeah,
which was a nice vintage in the region of Sauternes. So this is a wine made of Sémillon 80% and Sauvignon Blanc 20%, vinificated in barrels. And here the specificity of the Symphonie is that we try to reduce the amount of sugar. Okay, so in the Clos Haut-Peyraguey we're going to find approximately 135 grams of sugar per liter, usually. In the Symphonie we're going to find usually 100 grams of sugar. So it's a little lighter, a little more acidic, yeah, it's probably a little too fresh now, but it's not a big issue.
No problem.
It's not a big issue.
The color, the color is beautiful.
Issue. Yeah, it is.
It's a beautiful color.
Is. Beautiful color, really amber. The nose is pretty delicate. You have it's starting to evolve pretty well, right? And thanks to the oak vinification, you have a little hint of vanilla, a little hint of oaky flavors, but not too much. It's pretty elegant. A lot of hydromel, honey flavors, cumin, a little sweet spices, you know, like saffron also. Saffron. It's a pretty delicate wine.
Yeah.
And what I really like is that you have a great balance between sugar and acidity when you're going to put it on the palate. Yeah. It's sweet, but not too sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty long. It's a shame to split it, but anyway. And it's pretty long, it's pretty delicate, it's not too heavy, you know. You can definitely have 1, 2, etc. glasses, because it's not too much, definitely. It's quite unusual for Sauternes, this kind of filling that you have. I mean, it's not too, you know, it's not, palacing all the palate, you know, is quite well balanced. I pretty like this one. And this is the second label again. So to continue, Clos Haut-Peyraguey 2012.
This is the first. Now.
And the second.
Yeah, the second.
The first label. There we go. So actually, yeah, the main, as we were saying, the main specificity of Clos Haut-Peyraguey is the level of sugar, okay? But also the level of alcohol, because here all the vinification processes are done in barrels, okay? And so we're gonna try every time to control the alcoholic level in order to not producing too much alcohol, because after, when you have too much alcohol, you can create an imbalance, you know, into your wine, in terms of flavors, in terms of palate, etc. So that's why we're always going to try to have 13.5 degrees of alcohol for 135 grams of sugar.
This is the gold.
Yeah, it's
Looks
really
like
golden.
gold.
Yeah, liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, and here you have much more flavors, much more complexity. It's really on the white flowers, you know, jasmine, elderflower, soft spices like cinnamon, saffron, or again, sorry. But also honey, hydromel. Also some pears,
yeah.
coin, I don't know how to, quince. It's really complex. I'm driving, so I need to speed, but it's a shame. It's yeah, on the palate, you know, it's really round, obviously, sweet, obviously, but still with a nice acidity, which is balancing everything. So like this is, you don't have a really heavy filling. You have a great freshness, a great length. You still have a lot of fruit flavors with a hint of honey on it and a little spiciness, but not too much. And what I really love with this is that thanks to the clay and limestone soil that we have, you have a great salivating, you know, on the palate. You're salivating a little bit. You have a little saltiness, just a little hint. Yeah, this is a marvelous wine. Really great. I really like it, especially on the 2012 vintage. It was a great vintage in Sauternes. Yeah, it's pretty great. Really good wine.
And I'd like to ask you some pairing food.
Yeah.
Because everybody says about the foie gras, okay, but there's more than foie gras.
There is definitely more than foie gras. Yeah, indeed. Foie gras with Sauternes is a kind of old-fashioned pairing nowadays in France. Nowadays, we're trying to pair it with spicy food, for example. We really like it with Asian fusion food, you know, a little spicy in order to cut the fire, you know, of the spiciness. Like this, you're going to add a lot of spiciness on your palate, and then the sugary, the sweetness of the wine going to create a great balance between those two. So pretty interesting to pair it with spicy food. We'd love it in France with blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
Roquefort, bleu de Basque, etc., etc. Every kind of blue cheeses. We're saying that it's the perfect match between the two mold. Because, you know, in order to make blue cheese, you're going to have a mold. Okay, this is the blue thing that you have on the cheese. And in order to make Sauternes, you need a fungus called the Botrytis cinerea. We're going to remove the water from the berries in order to concentrate the sugar that you have in this wine. So blue cheese and Sauternes is wonderful. We're going to love this. I'm not really into blue cheese, but when I have Sauternes with it, it's more wonderful. And also, I kind of love it with a chicken, like a poultry, you know. In Sauternes, there is something quite special from the region, is that you're going to cook a poultry, like a chicken, okay? And you're gonna put a lot of sauternes on it, and it's gonna create a sort of crispy skin, you know, on the chicken. And then you eating this with a sauterne is marvelous. And also another one I kind of like with a fruit tart, like a lemon tart, for example, quite acidic, in order to again balance with the sugar.
Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Eu gostaria de agradecer a todos que assistiram essa aula de enogastronomia também, além da aula de vinhos. Peço que vocês curtam o vídeo, peço que vocês se inscrevam no canal e peço que vocês divulguem nosso canal para amigos, familiares e outras pessoas que curtam vinhos. Um abraço a todos e santé!
Santé!
Cheers!
Cheers!